It's me, Brickbeard, back with more of a philosophical quick video. I was just cleaning up my backlog and some funny thought occurred to me. Can a fake copy be more real than the original real copy? For instance, these two sets, one's $1,000 and one's $100. Which one am I going to be more apt to take apart, destroy, play with, paint, glue, or just even just use in different sets and in different settings, like make a castle out of this or something? I'd argue it's the fake copy. Why do we buy Legos? It used to be to just play with them and have fun with them, but now a lot of people are doing it as an investment, and I think that's caused a lot of issues. For instance, this backlog I have, these are official Lego sets. I don't even want to open them, as they're more valuable unopened, which is crazy, because they're not investments, they're toys. They should open up. I have even more in these trunks. Lego meant to play well, and I'm not really playing well with something if I just want to keep it in an open or closed sealed box. And you can look up, are Legos too expensive? And you'll see tons and tons of forums all saying the same thing. Legos are way too expensive. They're getting too expensive. And there's areas where Lego is not too expensive, and I'll talk about that more in this video. But it's just crazy to see all of the YouTube videos, and the overall sentiment is that Lego is just crazy with their pricing. And I think that's because they are. And to explain more, I got a little brief history. Kittycraft was the original brick. Then Lego made an important contribution with the system of play. And then as soon as Lego made its, you see alt companies. Here's a Kittycraft brick and Lego brick, and you can see they're pretty much the same. Lego changed it a little bit and filed a patent. Now that patent went in 1958 and ended in 1978. It's a little different than a trademark. Trademark is what they got on their minifigs, which is kind of long lasting. And basically, the brick is public domain. Anyone can make a set, except for the minifigs. That's trademark, so if you want to make a minifig, you got to alter it a little bit. But in essence, this is Lego's greatest contribution, the system at play, which makes all these alt companies able to work with Lego. And that's amazing, because this is what's allowing the hobby to kind of continue. Without it, I'd be priced out of a hobby. It's crazy. Lego's insane with their pricing. Their very first competitor was Dominus Bricks, but they're out of business now. They had these more serious architectural type buildings. You could build something like this, and they had stuff on it. I still see sets on it on Google, but this is like the only one I could find. Mega Bloks was their biggest competitor, and they actually outsold Lego. In 2004, they outsold Lego. And I want to know, because this is my sentiment, did Mega actually help Lego? And I believe they did, in a certain way. I mean, if you look at these two pictures, Lego has the license now for Pokemon. They're charging insane prices. Many people in many forums think that the older designs of Mega Bloks are actually better. They have movement. They actually looked more like Pikachu instead of the weird way that the Lego's model is. And Lego's just charging a lot for basically a static display. And people are looking back and thinking, man, I wish I had Mega Bloks designs. And it's a shame. But not all the things are like that. I mean, look at these minifigs. The one on the Lego one's more timeless and ages better. Another thing I think that made Mega Bloks have kind of a negative impact on a lot of people and on the entire brick industry is, look at these sets. They didn't have very many parts in them. This one only has 40. And this is during the heyday of Mega Bloks. But a building block kit with very little building blocks kind of defeats the purpose of buying a building block kit. This one has more huge, large injected molds. And I think the reliance of the large molds and lack of quality left a bad taste in many people's mouth, myself included. My wife, she didn't want to even try alternate bricks. And the reason was because of Mega Bloks. She bought a couple kits. They were, really hard to stick certain pieces from Lego or other brands onto them because of the large specialized molds. The pieces popped off, differences in tolerances. And if the biggest company is like that, then they almost be bad by proxy. Look at this set. It has 170 pieces. By contrast, Legos had over almost 1,000, 800 and something bricks for their Black Pearl, launched in 2011. It's kind of crazy that you buy a building block set and it just doesn't have very many building blocks. And Mega Bloks used to have presence on the aisle. Same with Tycho bricks or Zamu and various other brands. But now Lego's pretty much pushed them all out. Even when Mega Bloks has a contract with Amazon, if you just put in Mega Bloks, you'll still see Lego popping up on pretty much the top page. It's crazy because I thought they had an agreement. But once Toys R Us closed their doors, the major revenue stream for Mega Bloks folded, and I believe that was the end for Mega Bloks. Now under the Mattel Brick Shop, they've taken out a huge section of the industry, and now that the biggest player is gone, many people only see Lego. So that brings me back to my original question. Did Mega help Lego? And I think in a way they did, because now there's no major competitor against Lego anymore. And where there's no competition, that's where Lego's pricing gets insane. And if only Mega still had the license for Pokemon, right? Anyway, investors are another big player. And this is Brixie. I'm going to leave a link in the description for his channel. He's gone over why investing is really just not practical, and he's kind of given up on the investing end, because by the time you pay the stock fees, the storage, the logistics, shipping, your time to list it, the fees like eBay's platform or Bricklink's cut, by the time you take all it out of all these different components out, you're basically going to break even if those sets did increase in value, and that's if you didn't even open it up to begin with. So I think investors really dampened and made it so a lot of people just can't buy Legos in this generation. It's a shame. Another aspect is scalpers. Since Lego owns Bricklink, they know what the market's willing to pay for this stuff, and that's why they're going haywire. They know, hey, I got no competition for Pokemon. People are demanding these Pokemon. We could charge $800 a set for a Pokemon set. What? 3 little Pokemon? And 8K pieces? Yeah, that's still a lot of pieces, but still, that's crazy that they're able to charge that much. And bring me to these clones. Could you even tell if this is a clone? It is. I got a more detailed review coming later, but it's amazing that these exist at the price points they do, and I don't know, guys, I think I'm going to start buying more clones. I'll talk about why more in the video later. But look at this. Where Lego has no competition, these would be priced at exactly the same amount. If that was an original, and you can see the Rio Bricks, which is also an original, they cost the same. It's insane. But where Lego does have competition, they price their stuff accordingly, and it shows. There's many YouTubers who have compared Kata to Mold King and to Lego, and they find that, hey, Kata's sometimes more expensive than Lego, and it didn't used to be this way. Lego charged a lot of money for their cars. They had over-reliance on stickers. They didn't put in metallic pieces, and their designs were overall bad. So they were pointed out, and well, Lego started to price accordingly, put in prints, put in more metallic pieces. But where they have no competition, look at this, it's insane. They just price it whatever they want. It's Crazyville prices. You can get stuff for so much cheaper and original designs on places like Chow Bricks. Yeah. I mean, look at this one. This one's I was really excited about the coconut cape, and then it came in at $210. And then when I saw Borrowers for $120, by the way, I think the coconut cape is like 2,000 pieces. Borrowers is like 5,000. So not only does coconut cape have less pieces, it costs almost twice as much. Especially by the time I pay for, shipping. I don't know. It's crazy. Anyway, I have a review of that set coming up too. Just please stay tuned. But yeah, it's crazy that these would cost the same. They didn't, because one's a fake, but bringing me back to my backlog. I think that the spirit of play that Lego intended, I think the fake can be more real than the original copy. I'm more apt to destroy this copy one than I ever would if I had the original. The original, I'd just stick it as a static display on the wall, and I'd be done with it. That's it. But since I can have access to these alt brands, since I have access to some of these copies, I'm going to enjoy the heck out of them. And so yes, I do think that the fake can be more real than the real copy. And who's to know? Unless you tell them. I mean, they look pretty freaking convincing. If you don't condone on the, oh, it's IP theft and everything. Dude, it's 10x. Come on, LEGO could pass some of the savings on to the customer and compete. They just choose not to. And it shows. Where they have competition, they're willing to compete. Where they don't, whatever prices they want. So, in that respect, I'm willing to give my money to the cloner, because I wasn't going to buy the LEGO product anyway. It's out of this moon. I mean, I need to pay rent and stuff. $1,000? That's eating into half a paycheck almost for some people. Versus that $100 copy, yeah, I might buy 2 or 3. Mess around with it. Do all kinds of experimentation. And so in essence, I think the spirit of plays lives on more in the copies. Anyway, hit smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and please stay tuned. I got more reviews coming up. I just thought I'd do this quick video because I think it's crazy that the fake can be more real than the real. See you on the next one.